On our website, we have a website, cozytownfrolics.wordpress.com, and at the end of the reading, Rachel will announce the next reading. And so first we'll have Greg, then we'll have Laura, then we'll have Jeremy, and to prevent more of this happening, they'll each introduce the next person when they're done reading.
Wait, who goes after me?
Laura.
Okay.
You can call me Jeremy.
Do you have a bio?
I'll come up with something.
Alright, so without further ado, Greg Bem.
Thanks. Yeah. Anyway. So, I was like, yo, Jared Middleton was the person that was supposed to read with me, but he had to bail at the last moment. It sucks. But I rebounded and sent out an email to a lot of writers that I know in Seattle and one in Philadelphia, and got 9 responses for poems to read tonight. These guys may come into play. They may not. Let's see. Let's see what they do. Kristen Young says about the fall, "You have to go," he said, "finally." "Go where?" I asked. "Inside. I have to stay with him and watch." "Watch what?" "Watch for Owen." "Is this him?" The chill flesh of the dead man's hand barely registered in my palm. "No, I don't know this man. Owen is out there." It had become dark while I knelt, staring at the ground. It was raining. "How long has it been?" I asked. 3 hours. A long time now. He snapped on a new pair of gloves. "My name is Paul." Crouching to take my hand, he examined my fingertips. "Look at your nail beds. They've gone purple." I squatted, swaying in the fetal position, and shook my head. He stooped and cradled me into his arms, moving faster now that I was secured. I thought of my wedding day, and doorways, and the rumble of Owen's chest. His slanted smile. I saw Owen breathing hard and pulling at his knee, wedged between seats, smacked together by the impact. Saw the gray water foaming with purses and peanut bags tug his curls toward the sky. Saw the silver bubbles clinging to the corners of his mouth as he punched the seat back in front of him. A few others struggled, then slack-mouthed around him. I know he pulled himself free. I felt his knee jerk loose, shearing off an inch of calf, even as the motion shattered his lungs. Shared his surge upward to the fast retreating surface, heard the last bit of air released from his mouth like a flock of doves. I can hear them fluttering and cooing. I'm comforted by their gentle murmurings, which echo through my bathtub, while I let bits of air escape one burble at a time. My legs squeak against the porcelain. I wonder if the fish stopped to smell the expanse of his chest, parting the waving hair to nibble his freckled skin. Wonder if the eels slipped their tongues into the gap between his front teeth as I did. By now he is a pair of steel-toed boots, emptied by 1,000 mouths and resting on the ocean floor, their souls attuned to his absent body like a lover, the strange clicking and whirring of the sea, his final song. I turn on my side and nestle next to him, a parenthesis forever unfulfilled. And Elise Brownell says about the CT scan, "The banging pipes, clickety-clank-click, they bang all night, crowbars to chromium, clank, 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 tickety-tank, tank. You can hear the heat coming, echoing in confined corridors, empty pipes, clank, clink, clank, clank. They ricochet between sanity and madness, steaming, hissing, removing leaky pipes, stripping starched streets. Dark days, dark hours, the pipes don't care, they clank, they congregate with crows outside my window. Competing sounds, conversing astounds, the crow's beady, blustering eyes, his beak on my window, tap, tap, tappity, tank. Crows wait for garbage days like we wait for Fridays. Sobriety is just another word for thirsty, and we are all thwarted with thirst. We hunt and gather thirst, raid shelves and bars to find this tangy, tart, corked, sweet liqueur. Clickety, click, clank, ice to goblets, carbonation bubbles cultivate near cunning corners. Stop, we are in corners. 4, 3, 1 caustic coated corner, the banging pipes. Clank, louder, clank, nearer, clank inside. When will it be silenced? When will our silhouettes find stark raven stairwells? When will it be over? When will the pipes cease to clank? Click, clank, clank, tap, tickety, tank. From underneath we all hear it, the noise we bend backwards, break it like, take it right, to silence it, the it that is succulent scraps of ourselves. And Alex Bleeker says I should read Edward Lear's The Owl and the Pussycat. The owl The owl and the pussycat went to sea in a beautiful pea-green boat. They took some honey and plenty of money wrapped up in a 5-pound note. The owl looked up to the stars above and sang to a small guitar. Oh, lovely pussy, oh pussy, my love, what a beautiful pussy you are. You are, what a beautiful pussy you are. Pussy said to the owl, you elegant fowl, how charmingly sweet you sing. Oh, let us be married. Too long we have tarried, but what shall we do for a ring? They sailed away for a year and a day to the land where the bong tree grows. And there in a wood a piggy-wig stood with a ring at the end of his nose, his nose, with a ring at the end of his nose. Dear pig, are you willing to sell for 1 shilling your ring? Said the piggy, I will. So they took it away and were married next day by the turkey who lives on the hill. They dined on mince and slices of quince, which they ate with a runcible spoon. And hand in hand on the edge of the sand they danced by the light of the moon. The moon, the moon, they danced by the light of the moon. And then Crystal Core, Mike Cahote, and Nico in Sioux Falls last night said, the minivan is a flying blue death tube, thin as a hallway in a roach motel. Little room, little hole in a field, packed, stuffed, cold, devastated in a plane. And Joe Chavani said, how long does it take for your cortisol during sustained panic to dissolve the allotted neuron sheath buttons necessary to deliver narcotics? Why wait when you can order today? In just 3 short days, claustrophobia, the fear of a slutty Santa. And David Thornborough said, please don't pet my service animal. Please don't pet my service animal. Alligators startle easily. I'm the only human she abides. I know what parts of her hide she likes scratched. Please don't step on my service animal's tail. She can break your legs if she wants to. Only my alligator can get me out of the house. Walking with my alligator lowers my stress. I have a letter from my doctor and a license from the state. She still fits on the bus. What's the fuss? Talking to strangers about my alligator makes me nervous. My service pet knows when I'm nervous and she doesn't like it. I'm going to stand up now. It's better if you wait until we're off the bus to move. Alligators tend to lunge at peripheral motion. Thank you for being quiet. Both of us like it when people are quiet. Thank you for helping us relax. And Matthew Thompson wrote, immaterial. Yes, that was the word I was looking for. And Paul Nelson wrote, occupy, farewell, spit. The moths which come out at night and fly at the window turn it into an aquarium of moths. From Ramon Gomez de la Serna. Would turn again, return to flame, a torch, Cano in my native tongue again, and see it burn brightest where noble folk rest, bask in acceptance, turn the wine bottle of wrath into something akin to fellowship. Cano, can, next of kin, 6 in and beams of light shot from a solar plexus. Fragment structures, serial poems, all having to do with materiality of form, having to do with death, Blazer. And the radiance of the plot resumes. Death, how Cano could point a blind eye towards it in hopes of turning with a torch. What's entropic and what is the random shudder of the divine at play? Where's the song? Surely a full snow moon moan will repeal the pull of recent nafsu. How we hunger for priest as king or something huger. How we'll occupy and occupy as a last grasp, that which the bankers always ready to snatch. How 60 whales gave up, beached themselves to tourists, let go in New Zealand. How the torch of Cano led them to finish at farewell spit. How to negotiate the ladder of life forces from the animal to human and to the divine without falling for, resorting to, a sand nap. Your path to poetry. Your path is poetry, Robin sings from his own nap of dirt. Your goal is beyond poetry. Songs are what we are and will return to after this lucid dream we burn through. And then Carlos Soto Roman in Philadelphia said, como un torbellino inclinado, como las huellas de una serpiente en la sal, como las ondas que marcan el paso del viento en el desierto, as a tilted whirlwind, like the footsteps of a snake in salt, as the waves that mark the wind passing in the desert. And then I wrote, right before going to sleep last night, snow in Maine. I was sledding through some dreams, I was sledding down a hill, I was imagining the deer I'd find. In case you hadn't noticed, in case you learned your best, in case you find the motivation, in case they show up. I was sledding down a hill. I realized the voice is cornered. I realized funnel qualities, auditory homogeneity, the best in us all. You were right in teaching me gloves over mittens. You were right in telling me to stop, to get out of the cold. And now my gut aches, and now my feet shiver, and now my eyes welt. My snow melts, I mean, melted snow all down my cheeks. The hill as my spine, the incline sparking interest, the locals, the neighborhood kids. In the dream, you're asking me if I want to have hot cocoa. The wool socks are peeling off like fresh coats of skin, and the stove has a thick crackle pop smell to it. We're burning cherry, and it's the most gorgeous smell. Exasp, Monik, Belit. Later we turn on the television. Thank you for listening.